The House Committee on Justice resumes its proceedings on the impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte as the panel starts examining evidence and hearing testimonies for the first time. For the latest, our multimedia reporter Isabel Petchay is reporting live from the House of Representatives. Bel?
Neil, documents and testimonies are under scrutiny by the House Committee on Justice today as it proceeds with the examination of witnesses and evidence. Among those present is Ramil Madriaga, considered a key witness in the proceedings against Vice President Sara Duterte. Madriaga is the alleged bagman of the Vice President whose affidavit states that he allegedly delivered money on behalf of individuals linked to the Dutertes. Vice President Sara Duterte has repeatedly denied the allegations and has even filed a perjury complaint against Madriaga. Madriaga's testimony is considered a new development that was not part of the first round of impeachment proceedings against the Vice President. Madriaga arrived at the House from the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology Facility in Camp Bagong Diwa, Taguig City. Also present is attorney Cynthia Viñas Pantonal, the notary public who notarized his affidavit. Aside from him, subpoenas were earlier issued to several agencies, including the National Bureau of Investigation, Commission on Audit, Philippine Statistics Authority, Bureau of Internal Revenue, Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Office of the Ombudsman, as well as resource persons linked to the confidential funds issue. They have likewise submitted the subpoena documents this morning that will form part of the records of today's hearing. Meanwhile, Vice President Duterte's legal counsel, attorney Michael Poa, is also in attendance. Poa said he is under compulsory process after being subpoenaed in connection with confidential funds disbursements and coordination with the Commission on Audit, as he was the former spokesperson of the Department of Education. He clarified that based on the subpoena, he is appearing as the former Undersecretary and Chief of Staff and spokesperson of DepEd and not as counsel of the Vice President. The hearing is focusing on alleged irregularities in the use of confidential funds, including questioned disbursements and acknowledgement receipts, Duterte's assassination threats against President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos, and former House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, as well as Duterte's statements of assets, liabilities, and net worth or SALNs covering multiple years of her public service. Committee Chairperson Jervy Luistro, in her opening message this morning, emphasized that the proceedings are being conducted by the House as part of its constitutional mandate, stressing that impeachment is not purely a legal or technical process, but one entrusted to representatives of the people. Moreover, the Vice President remains absent from the proceedings. The committee chair also called on the Vice President to face the proceedings, saying that if clarification is being sought, the proper venue is within the ongoing hearings. Additional hearings have been scheduled on April 22 and 29 as lawmakers continue to determine whether there is probable cause to elevate the impeachment case to the House plenary. Neil?
Bel, himayin natin yung iba't ibang issue that are being discussed there at the House of Representatives. Bel, unahin natin yung attendance. So, Vice President Sara Duterte is absent dyan sa hearing ngayong araw. How much of a factor does it play dito sa magiging desisyon ng ating mga mambabatas?
Well, Neil, base doon sa impeachment rules ng House Committee on Justice, tanging yung respondent yung pwedeng sumagot laban sa mga alegasyon na ibinabato sa kanya. So kung wala siya, ibig sabihin, hindi niya maipapaliwanag yung kanyang side. At the same time, hindi rin mabibigyan ng kasagutan yung mga paratang o ebidensya laban sa kanya.
Well, which brings me to Attorney Michael Poa, who is present there ngayon sa House of Representatives. But he is saying that he is there not to represent the Vice President, but as the spokesman and the Undersecretary of DepEd during the time of VP Sara Duterte as Education Secretary. But he also once said na hindi nila ina-acknowledge yung legitimacy nitong hearings dyan sa House. So, anong sinasabi nung presence niya dyan sa Kamara?
Well, before umakyat si Attorney Michael Poa kanina sa taas, nakausap natin siya saglit dito through ambush interview at sinabi niya na he is here as part of the subpoena being issued to him. At ito ay parte lamang ng compulsory process na kanyang sinusunod. At dahil nga siya ay pinatawag, nandito siya. Pero binigyang linaw din niya kanina doon sa pagsisimula ng hearing na hindi niya i-represent ang Vice Presidente dito.
Bel, meron pa rin looming petition before the Supreme Court questioning the legitimacy of the process of the House of Representatives. Is that story looming dyan sa nangyayaring hearing dyan sa House? Because for all we know, lahat itong pag-uusap na ginagawa natin ngayon, baka ibasura lamang ng Supreme Court.
Gaya nga nung unang nangyari, Neil, binasura yung impeachment laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte ng Supreme Court dahil sa ilang mga teknikalidad. At ngayon nga, meron uling mga petisyon sa Supreme Court para ipatigil itong impeachment hearings. Ngunit sabi nga ng committee chair na si Batangas Representative Jervil Luistro, magpapatuloy ang hearing base doon sa impeachment rules, House impeachment rules, habang walang temporary restraining order ay itutuloy nila ang mandato sa kanila para ipagpatuloy yung impeachment hearings laban sa Vice Presidente.
Well, another big story over there at the House is the presence of Ramil Madriaga, the alleged bagman of VP Sara Duterte. How much legitimacy are our lawmakers putting onto him? Because papakinggan natin si Vice President Sara Duterte, sinasabi niya na walang katotohanan yung mga sinasabi ni Madriaga at hindi naman daw siya bagman ni VP Sara Duterte. So, how much legitimacy are they putting on whatever Madriaga is going to say before the lawmakers?
Well, para sa mga nanonood sa atin, Neil, itong affidavit ni Madriaga, o yung kanyang sworn affidavit, ay isa dun sa mga bagong ebidensya na nandito sa ikalawang impeachment laban sa Vice Presidente. Wala ito dun sa unang impeachment na ibinasura ng Korte Suprema. At ngayon nga, kasama din sa mga pinasabina ay yung notary public na nag-notarize ng affidavit nitong si Madriaga. Kasama din isinumite ngayon sa komite yung affidavit ni Madriaga. Nandito siya ngayon para din ipaliwanag yung kanyang parte at parte nga nitong hearings yung clarificatory questions. So, kanyang pagpunta dito ay hindi naman nangangahulugan na pinaniniwalaan na agad ng komite lahat ng nandun sa kanyang sworn affidavit. Again, clarificatory questions lamang ang mangyayari dito at yung pagpapatunay ay under scrutiny pa din. At sabi nga ng Committee on Justice, nandito sila just to clarify, examine the evidences, but yung guilt ng Vice Presidente ay dun pa yon sa mga susunod na parte ng impeachment laban sa Vice President sa Senado, kung sakali man naakyat ito doon.
Bel, huling katanungan na lamang. No? Let's take this opportunity to inform yung ating mga kababayan. Ano ba yung proseso dyan sa House of Representatives? Because if you look at the discourse online, isa sa mga criticisms of the ongoing hearing is that para saan pa itong hearing? Nakalusot naman na yan sa inyo in substance and in form. So bakit kailangan pa nitong ganitong hearing at lamang ipasa sa Senado if in substance and in form? So can we explain that? Ano yung proseso at mga inaasahan? Ano ba yung hinahanap dito sa ongoing hearings?
Yun nga, Neil, base dun sa mga nagdaan na nakita na sufficient informed substance yung mga impeachment complaints laban sa Vice Presidente. Pero ngayong araw ay tinutuloy pa rin yung mga hearings. At dito nga bibigyan ng clarification pa yung mga evidence laban doon sa Vice Presidente. Parte niyan, Neil, ay yung pagsiguro din ng Committee on Justice at ika nga ng committee chair, talagang ginagapang nila yung rules para sa impeachment para hindi sila ma-technical kagaya nung nangyari noong nakaraang taon. At isa nga doon is yung bibigay ng tsansa doon sa magkabilang panig para ipaliwanag yung kanilang parte at pabulaanan yung mga aligasyon. Ngunit dahil wala nga ang Vice Presidente, tanging yung mga ebidensya ang napapakinggan ngayon dito. Ito, Neil, ay isang part ng ikangay due process para mapakinggan ng dalawang panig bago pa pagbotohan yung mga susunod na parte ng impeachment.
Mukhang malayo-layo pa ito at mahaba-haba pa itong prosesong ito, Bel, because ito ay House Committee level pa lamang, no? Kung makalusot man ito dito sa committee level, dadalhin pa yan sa plenaryo at saka pa lamang dadalhin sa Senado, no?
Tama, Neil. At pagdating nga doon sa plenaryo, muling pagbobotohan yan, kailangan ma-achieve yung one-third ng vote ng nandoon sa plenaryo bago pa yan ipadala sa Senado at doon muling magkakatrial kung sakali man naakyat ito sa Senado.
At doon sa Senate bill, doon talaga pag-uusapan if talaga bang i-impeach si Vice President Sara Duterte, yung trial kumbaga talaga na sinasabi dito sa impeachment case ni VP Sara. Okay, maraming salamat, Bel. That's Isabel Petchay reporting live.